Okay boys, we have another video from Sean Strickland beating the absolute living pee out of a Navy SEAL, an ex-Navy SEAL, a pro fighter, a black belt in jiu-jitsu, a guy who has no quit in him, and I don't know how I feel about it. How many more videos are we going to have to endure of Sean Strickland absolutely destroying people, beating them to a pulp? I was waiting for someone to jump in here at the end of this because it got really uncomfortable. Sean couldn't finish the guy. There seems to be a backstory of Sean and Navy SEALs.
One fucking Navy SEAL who could survive a week training with me. I'm kind of sick of seeing it because, like, you guys think you're badass, come train with me for a week. I'll show you what's up. I'll break you.
And going on interviews where we hear Sean talking about the military and how it's all a big facade and how the Democrats are sending people abroad to fight these fake wars, you can understand that he has some sort of bitterness, but it's aimed at the wrong people. Now don't get me wrong, the original Navy SEAL that responded to Sean talking about Navy SEALs come and train with me for a week and I'll show you how to quit and all that sort of stuff.
Sean, we get it. You're a badass, bro. We've already proven that any kind of beatdown will not break us. But our training will simply just end your career, Sean. My best advice for you, Sean, is to stay in the octagon, keep fighting for that next purse. And us SEALs, we'll keep fighting for your freedom, brother.
That guy, I would have liked to have seen him get the shit beat out of him. I thought that's who was in the video. As it turns out, it wasn't even him. And to make it even worse, Sean puts out this post in the aftermath of this beatdown, and he talks about how after the blood was shed, we went and we chatted, and this guy was actually a great guy. And I'm just like, okay, so what was the point? So let's just jump in and we'll have a quick look at it because it's a crazy one. Serious leg kick there, like. And I was watching this and I was thinking, okay, it's kind of playful. They're chatting. Sean looks like he's super heavyweight. These leg kicks are crazy. We can see the dude is on the ground here now. There's not much left in him, but he ain't quitting. Physically bloodied and beaten. His back is red raw from getting like crazy liver punches. It's mad. Oh, man. That's not even the worst of the footage. Like, you can kind of watch it ad nauseum of Sean just like beating him, going for it at the end. This isn't the first time we've seen Sean go crazy either, like in a sparring session. We've seen him do it to Sneeko. The dude is a toothpick and a shill over there on Rumble, and Sean couldn't put him down. We saw him do it with the Japanese or the Chinese lad there last week, the kickboxer lad. Couldn't put him down. It seems to be erratic. It seems to be irrational. We jump over here to Jake Shields. He talks about, he puts out a little kind of caveated statement where he says Mitch Aguiar is a savage and would beat 99% of humans in a fight. He decided he wanted to spar with Sean Strickland for 25 minutes. He quickly learned there's a big difference between world champions, but regardless, he took a brutal beating and didn't quit. Sean obviously is looking for the KO, but still dished out a bad beating. This is round 5. And as I said, you can watch the footage there. He's just beating the crap out of him. What I found interesting was some dude down here says, honest question, do we actually learn anything by continuing after that point? I mean, after that point where he is sanctioned fight, the ref would have called it already. They're grown adults, they can do whatever they want. I'm just wondering if there's a positive side to going this far. And Jake Shields responds, which I think very accurately, with, no, he should have stopped. He should have stopped. Jake Shields should have been in over that octagon and should have stopped that fight if he was there. If Forrest Griffin was there or somebody else was there, should have jumped in over it. Because in the aftermath, we have Sean Strickland coming on here saying, so you guys, it finally happened. I sparred a Navy SEAL, but I got to know him after the blood and he was such a great guy. Everything I hate about Special Forces guys, he is not. You're one of the real ones. Damn it, it wasn't meant for you. LOL. I don't think the LOL is fair in terms of you should have just quit. He wasn't the guy that was calling you out online. He wasn't the guy that responded saying that we would never quit. He didn't quit. fair play to that guy for standing up there and taking that beat down. But I mean, there has to be a point where we have a conversation about why do these sparring sessions continue to happen? Why are they continue to be put out there? And how do we actually feel about them? Let me know down below. Do you think it's warranted that Sean Strickland beats the piss out of someone who comes along and says that, listen, I can go in there and fight a professional? They're signing waivers. They're very willing to get in there for 25 minutes with a professional UFC MMA fighter / champion like Sean Strickland. Is it this kind of delusion in the head where, I mean, for a normal person, it's crazy to even think about getting into an octagon with Sean Strickland. This guy is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. This guy is a pro MMA fighter who has a couple of wins, lower level stuff, but a couple of wins, and he's an ex-Navy SEAL. As Jake Shields said, this guy would take out the majority of people, but he gets in there with Sean Strickland. And not only are you dealing with a different type of athlete, a different type of cardio, and a different fighting style like we saw against Israel Adesanya, who wasn't able to cope with that style. Not only are you dealing with all that, you're also dealing with a guy who has a little bit of a deficiency or an imbalance in terms of emotions or mental health. We've heard Ian Gary say this recently in an interview, and at the time you're thinking, okay bro, get rid of the herpes, stop talking craziness about yourself and go do your own thing. But we get to stages where we have repeated videos of these crazy sparring sessions where Sean Strickland is going hell for leather trying to knock everybody out. It's ironic that he doesn't knock anybody out, no one quits, but does he go too far? Is it really necessary to have these videos and have these sparring sessions out there? Or is he unwell? Let's have a listen to what Ian Gary had to say.
There's nothing that needs to be discussed when it comes to Sean Strickland. He's just, leave him be. Just let him go.
Oh, that's not a fight that you want eventually, no?
I think he's mentally unwell and having a breakdown publicly, and I think we need to leave him be.
That's a pretty interesting take from Ian Gary, right? Just in terms of what we've seen with the sparring, the crying on podcasts, crazy mental breakdown in the run-up to the Dricus du Plessis fight. But let's make something extremely clear before we go forward here. We're not like attacking Sean Strickland. Every single one of us are dealing with our own mental issues, our own anxiety in some way, shape or form. It's 100% a battle that is an ongoing one for all of us. So I'm not throwing shade at Sean for all the things that I just mentioned. I'm just saying, is there something to what Ian Gary said when he says, listen, the guy's having a mental breakdown in front of us. Leave him do his own thing. Do we call it out? Do we have a conversation about it? Or do we continue to applaud him for beating the piss out of guys during these crazy ass sparring sessions? No matter what way you look at it, today in the MMA community, we are going to be bombarded with people talking about Sean Strickland absolutely destroying an ex-Navy SEAL and a professional fighter. People are going to share it ad nauseum. I think that there's a decent 50-50 dichotomous split where people are genuinely interested in seeing someone get beat up, and people are kind of the mind that, okay, this is too far, this should have been stopped. What's the point of all this? And I guess that's the question that I'm going to put out there to everyone in my comment section. Is this too far, or is it warranted? Let me know your thoughts down below, and maybe hit like, subscribe and share if any of it made sense. Cheers.